tarde, boa tarde. Tudo bom, Websummit? This panel is in English, but I would like to say hi to you in Portuguese. How are you? I have this amazing specialist here with me. Totally excited. Yes, we're going to debate AI again, but it's going to be great, so please stay with us. I'd like to start this panel with a personal story. It's a really quick one. I was having dinner with my mom this weekend, and she told me, hey, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to ChatGPT. I'm using all the time. I'm using to create images, to write better. I think I'm addicted. And I think this is an image of a trend, of a new reality, and a complex scenario that we're living. So this is why we're here debating this, because it's impacting all of us, our society, and each one of us. So I'd like to start with you to asking a little bit about yourselves, if you can introduce yourself and the work that you've been doing with AI. Okay, Carlos, can you go first, please?
Well, I've been working my whole professional career on development and industrial development in particular, but also focus on innovation. Myself, I had a UN agency, the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, was ambassador of Argentina to Brazil, and also spent quite a lot of time at the private sector.
Perfect. David, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Davi. I am the regional business director for Shield. We are a Singaporean company that uses AI to identify and create a unique device ID for devices itself, helps platforms to create identifier for devices, and also we enrich our platform with everything that happens in other devices so we can have what's more sophisticated in the market in terms of fraud, in terms of good users. We enrich our own AI models to keep this device persistent and also help new companies to use this intelligence across the whole globe.
Perfect. Miguel?
Hello, good evening. Good morning, everyone. I'm Miguel Aguiar. I'm Executive Director of Startup Portugal. And Startup Portugal aim is to make the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem in Portugal to grow, connecting all the dots between startups, incubators, investors, corporates, the government, and AI. Basically nowadays, every startup works with AI, either in their development or in their core business. So, yeah, glad to be here today with all of you.
Perfect. Anderson, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anderson Soares. I am Chief of AI at AI Brazil, but also I am a full research professor at Federal University of Goiás. It's a state in the middle of our country. There I found the CEA, Center of Excellence of Artificial Intelligence. It's one of the most biggest in Latin America for applied AI in projects. It's a pleasure to be here.
Perfect. Anderson, I would like to start with you. When we talk about AI leadership and this global race about AI, what is the most important thing? Is it compute? Is it data? Is it data center? Is the models? Can you tell us, please?
Oh, yeah. I think that talent, it's the more hardest to build because talents come first. Data you can collect, infrastructure you can buy. And now in Federal University, we created the first AI degree in Brazil, 7 years ago, looking to build these talents for the industry, for our universities. And I think it's more hardest to build, and the others we can buy.
Perfect. And if you want to add something, you please feel free. But I would like to hear from you, Miguel, how Europe is looking to this question right now, how Portugal and other startups from Europe are looking to this question right now.
So I believe Europe is lagging behind a little bit in terms of AI. If you look at the major companies, they are all basically based in the United States. But that is in terms of the basics, What I think that either Portugal and Europe need to do is to on top of the basics, on top of the LLMs, on top of all of these companies, create value, create companies that are different, that can bring value to the end customer. Okay? And so I think that investment is being made either in data centers and sovereignty. Everything is necessary. Of course, talent, as you said, it's critical. And we need to combine all of this in order to make something different from the basics, you know? Create value, create products and services that can help, that will be adopted by the people. And I think that we are doing that maybe a little bit slower than we should. We are working on it.
Perfect. And Carlos, for you, when we talk about this race, what companies should actually aim for? Where do they want to get there?
You know, when I was invited to the Web Summit, I was surprised. I'm not an AI innovator. I'm not an AI startup leader. But I think you made a question that fits well with my background. I think we should aim at creating value. You know, many people discuss on whether this country or the other will have the leadership on new technologies. And I think it's a reasonable question, logic question. But I don't think that the race is to create the most powerful artificial intelligence. For us, for our countries, for Brazil, Argentina, Portugal, for many countries, it's about creating value from that technology. And I think the good news is that for Latin America, this comes at the right moment. It becomes essential. Historically, Latin American growth was explained by the addition of workers to the labor force. But you know, demographic dividend is over already. So we do need to be good at technology and to create value from that technology.
And David, I was actually going to ask you about create value. For you, do companies really care about where AI come from? You are selling solutions to them. What do you think about that?
Actually depends. It's not a binary answer. I think it depends. Companies, they will be, I mean, it depends on the journey that we are at. If we're talking with executives, if we are talking with the board level people, they will care more about that. They will care where the data repository is located. They will care if it's compliant. They will care if it's regulated. If you talk with the operational level, they will care more on the own KPIs. They will care if the problem is going to be solved. But I do think that this conversation is narrowing down right now. Honestly, the questions before used to be, does this solve? But now, is this LGPD, GDPR compliant and solves my problem? Can I use this in Europe where GDPR is implemented at the same time that I can use this in Chile where the data law protection is being created right now? So they want to know both. It's narrowing down right now. That's why bringing to my reality, bringing to our company, we don't work with PII data at all. So we can help customers everywhere in the world, in every industry, because, well, these questions are being narrowed down right now.
Yeah, perfect. And Miguel, do you believe that startup ecosystems could become more important than the models itself?
I think so, yeah. No, models are going to, in my view, become something like a commodity, you know? And the difference, like I was saying, I think it's unanimous between us, is the creation of value on top of that, okay? And so what I believe that the countries do need to do is promote this ecosystem, give them tools to work, try to kill the barriers as much as they can. Of course, there are a lot of things that we need to have, like GDPR is a good thing. It's something that we need to have, you know. But of course, companies try to see how they can work with it. But for the end user, it's necessary, you know. So we have to have as low barriers as we can, and promote startups as much as we can because they will change the future. Okay, so yeah, I think startup ecosystem is going to be more differentiated than the AI models that are now in the market.
Perfect. Anderson, I saw that you're nodding a lot. Do you agree? Do you talk about talent? Do you agree with this idea?
Or what?
Do you agree with this idea that of the ecosystems being more important?
Yeah, of course. I believe that we have a new world emerging, and we have a great opportunity to build new products and new ideas. And of course, it's a great.
And this is a fast question for all of you. If you had like $10 billion right now, where would you invest? Please, Anderson.
I will retire, but not a joke. Well, of course, we had a problem with there is no GPUs available enough in the world right now. It's a large problem for everyone, not for us. But we need to train more people, not to build the large language model, but also to use in our job and in our company. I believe that we have a great value using AI as well, not building. So I think it's the two main points that we are investing this money.
Perfect. And for you, David, don't invest in your company, okay?
Would invest in my football team. No, just kidding. Definitely education. We're talking about talent here. I do think that intelligence and technical knowledge is going to be a commodity in the future, but people need soft skills. People need to know how to deal with different people. People need to know how to deal with this amount of technology and how to use it. Right? So definitely education. Yeah.
For you, Miguel?
Okay, so being on the role that I am, I believe that we need to invest those 10 B in the long term. You know, talent for sure, education. Try to help the youngest generation to try to fast adapt because nowadays everything is so fast. You know, and I think the human race is not prepared for such a speed, and we need to prepare the young one to this new way of working. But we should also promote the ecosystem. You know, like I said before, remove the barriers, invest in the startups, invest in the ones that are going to change the way of doing. I think these are the things where Startup Portugal will invest this 10 billion in Portugal.
Right. And for you, Carlos?
Well, let me link it, this answer with the previous response I gave you. There is an opportunity, according to several estimates, for Latin America to create about 1.1, 1.7, between 1.1, 1.7 trillion dollars in new value annually from now onwards by the adoption of AI. Now, which is the limitation? Which is the limitation the companies are finding? Companies are adopting AI at a very rapid pace. The limitation is not technological, the limitation is not infrastructure, the limitation is talent. This is the talent problem identified by those trying to build on these new technologies. So I will invest that money in developing that talent, and it is first education, as the panel said, but also it's linked to training, giving people the opportunity to understand how the technology works, and investing money in the institutions. I would appeal to the audience to bear in mind, technology alone does not create prosperity. Institutions do that.
Perfect.
So I would invest money like that.
And Anderson, when we think about Brazil, what do you think is going to be the place for Brazil in this global race of AI?
Well, we are not in the first tier. I think that the United States and China, it's building a special race there. But we have a second fear that Brazil, I think, is there. Okay? But we have a good opportunity uh, to do more, I think. We are not a poor country, not a rich country, but we have a good opportunity here because time is the best. Time is all in this race. We don't need to get more years, more decades. We need to do this right now, and 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 uh, and bring these opportunities for nowadays for our generation.
Perfect. And for you, David, you're a Brazilian entrepreneur working with AI. How do you see this question?
I agree with my colleague. I think timing is everything, right? Laws are being written right now. Architecture is being built right now. So we say in Portuguese, we have a ditch that means whoever gets first is going to drink drinkable water, right? Yeah, I do think that timing is the most important part on this. Conversations that 3 years ago used to be like, should I invest in anti-fraud solutions? Bringing back to my ecosystem, right? Conversations before were like, should I invest in anti-fraud solutions? Should I invest in this? Right now, it's how fast this can be implemented, how fast I can see ROI out of this. So everything is changing so fast, and whoever gets first is going to drink drinkable water.
And Miguel, for Portugal, Portugal is positioning itself in this race in kind of way.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the numbers yesterday, and we are a small country. You know, the startups that are born in Portugal with 10 million, with 10 million people, they want to go global since day zero. You know, if you look at Spain, there are unicorns in Spain that have 90% of their market inside Spain. Portugal is impossible to do that. You know, we already built 8 unicorns. We now only have 7, but these 7, of course, they were from ground zero or built for the world. Many of them are here in the United States. Many of them are here in Brazil. But we managed to create already 5,000 startups. And if you look at Brazil, I looked at the numbers yesterday. You have around 25,000 startups and around 24 unicorns. And if you can compare that, we are doing a pretty good job, you know. So for a small country that we are, what we want to do is we don't have yet an AI company. We have several AI companies and several unicorns. We are still working in have something that differs from the rest of the world and say, okay, put Portugal in the AI map. We are not there yet. I think we are working on it.
Perfect. And Anderson, coming back to the talent question, what do you believe are the biggest mistakes that we're doing right now to create this new generation of talent in AI, specifically here in Brazil?
Well, it's a good question. Well, we have a lot of talents in Brazil. I think that's all of us agree with this. But we have traditional courses in our universities as I think it's slow. I am there. Okay. But now I am with new hope because 6 years ago we created the first degree, and the last year more than 50 AI degrees was created in Brazil. It's a great number. Okay? Of course, it's not the only thing that we need to do, because you can train an AI, but how we can use in this company, in our health system, and for our industry is the most important thing that we can do. It's a challenge, of course, because I can get the students and using the traditional data, but it's not enough. It's a lab, not an industry.
Yeah.
And I think that for our reality, it's a challenge that we need to do.
And for you, David, you're hiring these talents on a daily basis. How do you see this issue? you are hiring these AI talents, these Brazilian talents on a daily basis. How do you see this challenge?
Well, again, I think the idea here is to help talents, to help people, to be enable people on how to use AI, enable people how to be in the front line, the people that are helping on the back line. It's all about people at the end of the day, right? There's no use of AI if people is not operating it, if people is not learning how to use it and how to use it properly. So that's my take on this.
Miguel, in Portugal, do you guys have the same problem with talent? Are you also trying to be more fast, be more agile in this matter?
Yeah. Portugal, we believe that although a small country, like I said previously, we have a very good talent. We have a lot of engineering universities that bring every year a set of new engineers that are ready to work in startups. Our main challenge is to retain them, because a lot of them go after the money and the success there abroad. But we are at the same time managing to bring talent from abroad. So it's a little bit weird, we export and import at the same time. But what I'm seeing in the last few years as these startups that are being created are being able to retain a lot of these young engineers, for one, and for other is a lot of them bring the entrepreneurial mindset from college, and then when they exit, they want to try and to see what kind of startups they may create. How can they produce for themselves and for the ecosystem. So I think we are very well in terms of talent. We should do a little bit more of work, and we are doing that in terms of retaining, because the bureaucracy and the taxes are very high.
I just want to take an opportunity. You encourage us to jump into the conversations, and you made a very interesting question to Anderson before regarding what is being done wrong or what governments are doing wrong. And I think there is one thing all governments are doing wrong in general, which is to treat AI development or technology disruption in general as a regulatory problem. They try to fix the challenge posed by new technologies with regulations. It doesn't work like that. I mean, we do need institutions, but not only institutions in the public sector, institutions in the private sector as well. The concept of ecosystem Miguel was addressing a moment ago. Now, since I was ambassador of Argentina to this beautiful country, I don't want to be understood as criticizing the government. I will mention a very good example of what I'm trying to convey, the message I'm trying to convey, done here in Brazil, and that is PIX.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, at the start, you could be afraid of becoming dependent on foreign technologies. There could be some sort of technology dominance. And then you start to think in terms of sovereignty. I will do everything here. Well, it will not work in a world so interconnected as the one we have today. But what you did here with PIX is very intelligent. You got the central bank regulate or building institutions. You stimulated people to participate. It was open source. You took advantage of other technologies. This is exactly the path we need governments to go. And I didn't want to let the opportunity to convey that message to pass because it's a very important issue we should address.
Perfect. And we're almost reaching our last minutes. I'd like to make a final question for all of you. What headline would you like to hear, would you like to read in 10 years from now about AI in your own ecosystems? Please, Anderson, you can start.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's not only about AI, but I would like to look back and see that, for once, Portugal, but Europe also, is the easiest country to create an AI company. And we are far from it, okay? But I would like to have that headline,
Amazing, amazing.
Well, final question here is that a lot of countries has been discussing about regulation, and in my opinion, we need to stop AI-like software, the regulation, focus in helping local innovations grow. Okay? It's the most important thing right now. And after we can do the regulation. So we need to roll this based on risk. It's more important thing, I think. Okay? Not to roll is to block the progress. I think it's very important.
I don't think I'm that good in building headlines, but definitely I would love to read that Latin America as a whole is reaching its potential in terms of AI, in terms of trust. The trust regarding all the ecosystem of trust is reaching their potential. I would love to read something like that because we do have the talent, we do have a great economy. We just need to start pumping up and improving the trust regarding the whole ecosystem and enabling people and being ready for what's coming. Yeah.
Perfect.
I would like in December 2030 or January 2031, I would like to see a headline in Época, in Global Negocios, saying last year Latin America made 1.5 trillion in additional value thanks to the adoption of AI.
Perfect. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your attention. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.